some time now, and even today and beyond, I have been living in a sober house.
Imagine how hard and devastating it is to be a known personality and have all the fame and wealth and yet become in the middle of tons of controversies, issues, and dramas. Well, Wendy Williams would totally relate to this. I bet many of us are wondering out here what went wrong and when did her life start to fall apart and become a really hot mess.
What I discovered this weekend is my son doesn't like me anymore. You know how it is. I know what it is. I don't have my period. Kevin, I discovered this a while ago, but the ball just got smacked home this weekend. You know, he's all into his father. You know how 13-year-olds are. I was the same way when I was 13, but it is breaking my heart. He says things to me like, "Why are you so pissed?" But he'll say, "Why are you so pissed?"
As we all know, Wendy Williams is a very established talk show host, but when one bad situation occurred, problems and struggles seemed to pile up in her life. Many reports and headlines talked about how her life is right now, but to be honest, no one would want to experience what she's undergoing at the moment.
Fidelity is one thing, a full baby is a whole nother topic. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, you said in the New York Times Magazine, I'm a very forgiving person, but there's one thing I could never be a part of, and that one thing happened.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
And that was it.
Yeah.
The baby did it.
A baby. I'm not changing Pampers. I want to be pampered.
You may argue that she has money and all that, so it will probably be much easier for her to get out of a certain situation. But that is exactly the point. No matter how well her career is, it looks like she herself cannot start over again. A hot mess can possibly be an understatement for her current situation. Life is seriously challenging this woman, but many are wondering about who is backing her up and helping her get through these tough times. What are the things that she's doing to get her life in order again and to reclaim herself? People, especially her fans, have been following the news starting from her mental and physical health up to her feud with her ex-husband. Many did not expect that the relationship would turn out that way, but hey, it is what it is, and it surely affected different aspects of her life as well. When you see Wendy on television for the very first time, it would immediately give you the vibe that she had total control of things in her life as she looked carefree, witty, and fun at the same time. While as for her case, what she's showing on the outside is possibly the complete opposite of what she's feeling on the inside.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, will ever bring the energy, the charisma, the passion, the expertise, the talent, and whatever else you want to call it, like you seen Kelvin Hunter and my ex, Wendy Williams, and the team that was behind us, and I mean the whole team. That includes my current lady now, because it takes a village.
In 2019, Wendy and her ex-husband had created a buzz because of the issues in their marriage. You might already know this, but for those who do not, then their relationship had already been strained for quite a while even before the divorce. What made their marriage even more twisted is that Wendy knew and had the feeling that Kevin Hunter was already cheating on her. The other girl, Sharina Hudson, also got dragged into the mess when both of them kept on trying to extort money from Williams. What made this story even more twisted is that Kevin Hunter was also a producer on the Wendy Williams show. Yes, we can say that he really did have a fair share of the success of the show, and he surely knows how to leverage this opportunity to receive money from Wendy through severance pay. It's also no secret that Wendy is obviously making more than Kevin, so many saw this feud coming. What is weird though is that Kevin is not really keeping it low when he was cheating, as he splurged so much money on her other woman, Sharina. To say that he spent a huge amount of money on her would be an understatement, as he even invested in her business and bought her a house which is just nearby the house where he and Wendy are living together. That is a bold move, especially if the money you're spending on your mistress is not entirely yours. Wendy did not make a fuss out of this, especially when the affair was just starting. Well, I guess as long as Kevin is not damaging their image, she let him do what pleases him, not until Kevin got her side chick pregnant. In 2019, Wendy filed for divorce as she found out that Kevin and Sharina have been hiding the fact that they had a child together. She might be able to tolerate him splurging money on another woman, but she can no longer take it if Kevin would spend more of her money to provide for his other family. She even mentioned in one of her interviews that infidelity is one thing, but a baby is a whole different topic. Surely, that is when she drew the line, and that made her feel like she had enough already. And during the affair must have been really hard, but dealing with the divorce, issues, and the process of separating with Kevin is much worse, and it eventually led to bigger problems concerning her health and well-being. She somehow revealed how she has been living in a sober living house since March of 2019. She also said that the only people that knew about the situation was Kevin and their son, Kevin Jr.
Kevin and Kevin have known about this. Not my parents. Nobody.
Many have applauded and supported this decision. She knows that this is for the better if she wants to get back on track with her life and get through the tough times. Sadly, even though many are looking forward to her full recovery, just 2 weeks after that revelation, she was rushed to the hospital. Additionally, Wendy had openly talked about her dependence on alcohol and other dangerous substances. Having said that, she should really be getting the help that she needs if she wants to be better. Okay, so going back to her being rushed to the hospital, she apparently had a relapse, that is why. That happened when she left the sober house and had a drink once again. A source had talked about how Kevin seemed to have a control over Wendy before. The source added that she has no regular contact with her family and she has no friends because of this. I mean, why not let her at least have a solid support system if you would not be able to support her, right? That is just so messed up, and to think that Wendy had to go through all of this is just beyond imaginable. But even though Kevin had a strong clutch on Wendy, she must have had enough when news broke out that Kevin got Sharina pregnant. For sure, Wendy's fans and the people that cared for her supported this move and had her back every step of the way. People took it to social media to point out how Wendy tolerated the cheating, and some even talked about how she was the one paying Kevin to cheat. They are obviously shocked that Kevin and Wendy's marriage lasted for decades, even with the knowledge of what is happening behind her back. Yes, Kevin no longer has control over Wendy, but he made her pay him alimony. I told you, he saw an opportunity and he made sure that he got paid. Come on, that is another shameful move, to make your ex-wife pay you alimony even if you're the reason for the falling out? This dude even spent a huge amount of Wendy's money for his other woman, so the audacity to actually do that to her. Even if that's within his rights, I think that he should still feel ashamed of what he just did and not extort money from Wendy the way he did.
You look great. Yes, phenomenal.
You look great, Wendy. We love you.
You do.
If you think that Wendy's misery reached its peak, then you're wrong. All the divorce fiasco and her health issues were just the start of bigger things that would hit her. In 2020, her mother passed away, and then she got COVID. Like what I've mentioned earlier, she has been suffering from other illnesses before. She had been diagnosed with Graves' disease way back. People also started worrying about her when she passed out in one of the filming for a show. She set that aside by saying that it was just because it was hot in the studio. Because she is not in her best condition, she was unable to be present on the 13th season of her show. And since she has been gone from the show for a while, that led to the cancellation of the show. The time slot was also given to another host. She has been dealing with serious health issues, and it seems like she was also unable to take a break from the blow. I mean, she still has not yet recovered from her previous illness, and then she had to deal with a different one again. That must have been frustrating. Many photos of her have been circulating, and you can obviously tell that she's not in a good shape. Some of her photos that went viral is the one where she was seen being pushed in a wheelchair and of her using a vape. If these things are continuously happening to someone, for sure the mental health would also be affected, and that is exactly what happened to Wendy. Various sources have talked about their concern on what is happening to her. It is evident that she completely changed, and they even talked about how she's not functioning like she used to be. Well, that is sad to hear, to be honest, and knowing that she used to be easygoing and now she's in a state where people can tell that something is off and wrong with her can be truly heartbreaking, especially for people who truly care about her.
If you've watched me or listened to me enough, you know I'm an emotional person and I've never been scared of sharing my vulnerability. But I think that my vulnerability is, in a way, maybe an inspiration to somebody. Like, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. There's nothing special about me.
People are also quick to comment on social media about their observations. Some of them noticed that Wendy seems to not be getting any serious help from her friends. It looked like no one was taking care and being responsible for her. Well, if you had to deal with a lot of things, it would really help to have a consistent friend or family member by your side. Also, people have different comments about what is happening to her right now. Many said that it's karma. They said that because of her show and the comments that she said here and there, other people also had mental breakdowns. Well, even though that could be true, many cannot help but to sympathize with her as well. Oh, of course, I would not forget to mention how her bank does not give her access to her own money.
I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm just having a conversation.
This is due to the fact that she's not well, and the bank believes that they have enough grounds to put her money on hold until she gets better. Considering the scenario, Kevin was still keen on getting alimony paid from her. Okay, before any of you say that she should just really be paying him the amount that they have agreed on, there is some limits to their agreement as well.
Don't make me...
One of which is that it is possible that the severance pay would be modified and completely stopped when Wendy is no longer earning from the show. Just like what we have talked about already, she's still not fit to have her own show and she's not getting any money from the show. Well, Kevin on the other hand had talked about how this is very damaging on his part. Apparently, he is dependent mostly on this money to pay for his and his new family's expenses. Fortunately, in 2022, she has shown some progress as she checked into a wellness facility. She looked much better after she was released from the facility. She even talked about the possibility of meeting someone new again as she is open to welcoming new relationships again. Hopefully, she has a better support system right now and she surrounds herself with people that truly cares about her well-being, health, and recovery. I mean, sure, she's not a perfect TV personality, but looking and hearing about her story and what she went through can somehow make us feel sympathetic towards her. No one actually deserves to feel and go through these things, and if you think about what happened to her really carefully, we can all agree that this is pretty messed up and sad. That's it, thanks for watching. Don't forget to watch these videos.
Can't wait to fall in love. Okay. Now, I'm serious about that. You know, it's not enough that I sit home by myself at 58 years old. You know, I love men, but I can't wait to fall in love.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get married. I want him to have already had kids. I want him to be someplace around my age, you know, maybe 10 years younger than me and maybe 15 years older than me.
Okay.
You know what I mean?